Shalom, shalom, everybody. What's going on? It's been a while since I've been live on Facebook. Yeah, I wanted to, as most people see, my profile picture is one of me and my mother and I. One of my last pictures that I took with my mom. So my profile picture. So I wanted to do this video today because it's been a year since she's passed. So I wanted to kind of speak on it a little bit. Her last conversation we had, my belief in the Most High and God, and how that helps within the me going through and dealing with them. I moved back to Illinois. I moved back to Illinois from Southern California, and it's been quite the transition. I have a couple properties in Decatur, Illinois that I got to take care of, and kind of going there, seeing my mom, seeing my mom's area, because I never lived in Decatur. My mom did, and I bought the houses there to be close because I was living in California, so I had to do a whole bunch of commuting. So it always gave me a reason to come home, and she was helping me renovate them, and she was hiring a crew and make sure my grass stayed cut. So yeah, she was very, very helpful with my homes that I have two homes that I had bought at a tax deed auction, and my mother was helping me manage them and get them taken care of. So when she passed, obviously I had to do all the maintenance on my own. So yeah, that's so it's a year since she's passed, one full year. She died last year, today on the 23rd. Very tough for me because, my mother and I are very close. We constantly talked. I was on the phone with her all the time. So anybody goes out that's lost any parents, yeah, my heart goes out to them. It's just a very tough situation to kind of deal with. But anyhow, I was going to kind of go into a few other things. One of my mother and I's, our last conversation that we had, it was actually about kids and raising kids. And I know with kids, because I work with kids for a living, with children, it's a lot of people nowadays don't want to be parents. I've noticed most people don't want to be parents. We're living in this day and age where it's kind of anything goes. It's all about self. It's all about the promotion of self. It's all about what can I do for me. So most people are more concerned with themselves than they are with their kids. So it's not a lot of, it's a lot of giving kids phones and devices and going and, letting kids play video games, letting them be on social media, giving them a whole bunch of devices to keep them occupied while everyone kind of focus on their own lives. So then we have the electronics raising children at this point, and kids are having exposure to stuff on the internet that may or may not be in their best interest. So it's the tedious things that parents don't want to do, like don't do that, say excuse me, say thank you, say please, sit down, do your homework. It's like most parents don't want to make kids do stuff they don't want to do. They don't want to put the discipline in their kids because, nowadays kids can do whatever they want to do. Now if a kid, says that they're opposite gender, we're supposed to co-sign that as parents. And I know in California has a law that take your kid from you if you don't agree with your kid's identity when it comes to their gender. So nowadays people believe that we should excuse everything our kids do, and if our kids have any type of mental illness like autism is very highly diagnosed, ADHD, so we just let our kids get away with everything. If our kids want to eat a whole lot, we just keep feeding them. So nowadays people don't want to be parents, and my mother says you never stop being a parent, but nowadays people just don't want to do the tedious, tiniest little work when it comes to parenting. I see that as a big issue. Another thing I wanted to kind of briefly speak on is, maybe I'll do this a little bit more in another video. I just kind of wanted to because I want to make it to speak on God. Because I know in a previous video I had made, it was speaking about like it was years ago when I had my gym in California, my first one I think I had in California. I brought up I was having a lot of debates on people about the concept of God, and I was like, the big question I had raised was, like, what is God? Like, we have to agree to a definition so we can distinguish whether some people say he exists or some people say he don't, or some people try to contradict the existence of him. So if most people's idea of him is, you know, a man in the sky like Norse mythology, or there's like Mount Olympus, and then you go up to the skies where like the heavens, and then there's these gods are looking down on people. Most people have that general consensus of what God is, and then some people will say he's omnipresent and omnipotent. I mean, it's like a spirit. So usually that's the first question before you can say you believe or you don't believe. Even an atheist, before you can say an atheist, I mean, let's get a clear definition of what it means and what it doesn't mean. So I would kind of liken it into like spirits, you know. What up, Michael? I would kind of liken it to like spirits, you know, like there's like, I'm a martial artist, right? Got my school 11th dimension athletics, or it was 11th dimension athletics, 11th dimension martial arts. See the little shuriken. You know, I got arrested in the airport for one of these shurikens, and it's also the Star of David, 6 points like the Star of David. Anyhow, I've been in martial arts. Martial arts, Mars is the Roman god of war, right? Mars is the Roman god of war. There's a Greek god of war. His name is Ares, right? During March, when it gets warm, the zodiac, there's 12 zodiac signs, like it's 12 months in a year. So the zodiac, the constellations change every month, like a lunar cycle. And I'll probably have a video breaking down this way more deep later. But anyhow, there's a god of war, there's a god of fertility, there's a god of love, there's a sun god, there's a god of thunderstorms. So there's different attributes to nature, and some humans attribute that as gods. So then those could be considered gods as well. As we deal with the 11th dimension, you know, like first dimension, zero dimension was like a dot, and then there's the first dimension was a straight line, and then there's the second dimension was a straight line and up, and then there's the third dimension was left and right, or east and west, and then north and south, or up and down, and then forward and backwards. That's 3 dimensions. And then we have time, which is the 4th dimension, and then the 5th dimension is above time and space, which is a lot of the angels and stuff are in that particular plane. So anyhow, and the Most High God is within physics. Who is this? Within physics, it's only 11th dimensions possible. After that, the math breaks down and we don't have any more physical realm. It's all becomes spiritual after we get to the, how you doing today, man? It all gets spiritual after we get to like 11. And 11 is where the Hindus say was Shiva's realm, or the Most High God is in that particular realm. So there's other forces and other entities. And I would liken them to be spirits. Like if I fight, if I have to if I was an MMA fighter for years, as a professional, when you fight, you can't go into the fight with just a regular, like, oh, well, I'm just chill mode, like I'm talking type of mentality. When I fight, I have to punch myself and get in the mood. I know some guys get slapped in the face real hard because you have to be in the fighting spirit to fight. So the spirit of fighting has to come take hold of you and cover over. How you doing, Shelly or Sherry? The fighting spirit has to take over you, and you have to be ready to go in there and participate in combat. And the same if you're dealing with sex or even being hungry. Hungry is a spirit. So these things why wrath and lust and greed, all these things, is sometimes you are overcome through a spirit. So there are these lesser spirits that have influence over the human being, and then there's the most high God. But again, that's a conversation for another day. I know I was talking about breaking down dieting and fitness. I'm working on helping people right now lose weight. I got a cousin, I got a student, I got a few people that I'm actually assisting with the weight loss journey. Obviously, in America, we have supermarkets everywhere. We have an obesity issue within this country. I think it's like 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 people are grappling with obesity. And obesity is having a certain BMI over a certain level, body mass index over a certain percentage, and then that causes obesity. And it's a big issue in this country. It's causing a lot of adverse effects. People are getting sick, doctors, the whole nine. And then we have biblical laws discussing, what we should eat, what we should not eat. And I definitely believe that the ancient people who wrote the Bible, they were keeping in mind the safety and health of the individuals back then. And this is where the dietary laws is created. And I'll break that down a little bit more in detail later. I know I've been promising that video for a minute, but this is just, I just want to come live. My mother's died a year ago today. And I know I was making YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I was living in California at the time when she had passed. So I had to move back, and it's been a journey since then. I haven't really went live or even went on the internet and spoke since then. I've just been grappling with it. It's very tough. Like the movie The Crow, they say mother is the name for God's and the lips and hearts of all children. So, losing mom. And I felt like my mom, I wish she could have stayed a little longer, because she had, she had died so young. She was only 59 years old. She wasn't even 60 yet. What's going on, James? Kyle's. So she ended up dying so young. But yeah, it bring me back to Illinois. Got my dojo. It's my new dojo here. And, got a whole new clan of ninjas. Had to close down, close shop. Yeah, I moved back to Joliet. I got a school here on Cass Street on 210 East Cass. I specialize in, obviously, fitness, self-defense, confidence, discipline. If any of those things help the people that do martial arts. There's a reason why martial arts thrive in all these different cultures throughout centuries and time. Is because martial arts not just teaching people to fight. You learn so much through fighting. You learn, obviously, the fitness element, just constantly moving and being in shape. You learn about your body. And then, it takes discipline to actually train and work. So the discipline is something you gain. And then, once you get yourself in shape, you're more confident. You can defend yourself. You don't have a problem walking into a room and feeling like somebody's going to pick on you. So the confidence coming there. And then, obviously, the self-defense. You've been able, it's a violent world. Being able to defend yourself and understand tactics and strategies is very, very important. I've been doing martial arts my whole life, and it's helped me in so many ways personally. So at least when I teach, that's the principle, is to improve on particular traits and character traits within people, because that's what martial arts has done for me, and it does for people all over the world. Anybody that's ever done martial arts can all can testify of how it helps you as far as attributes. And I've said it in the video before, it's 2 types of martial artists: the Do martial artist and the Jitsu martial artist. A Do martial artist, Do is the way. It's like Tao. Do is the way. A Do martial artist is the way he lives. How he treats people, how he acts, how he engages the world. That's what a Do martial artist is. A Jitsu martial artist is just techniques, moves, winning competition, which is nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't teach you how to be a person. It doesn't teach you about life. It doesn't teach you about the spiritual aspect. Martial arts as a culture was started by some monks in Shaolin. So You know, they didn't even, for a while, they didn't even teach anyone that wasn't a monk. They didn't even teach secular people the martial arts because they didn't feel like they could be responsible with it. So, yeah, I mean, that's my trade. I'm down here in Joliet. You know, if anybody need help, simple things like weight loss. You know, I got a big kids program. You know, kids are my specialty. You know, in the Bible it says, you know, kingdom of heaven is likened to a child's heart. So children are obviously special. Frederick Douglass said, I'd rather teach a child than try to repair a broken man. So it's a little bit easier to because kids are like sponges, to train a kid up than to deal with you know, grown people because they have issues. But I have adult students as well. I trained MMA fighters for the longest. And actually with training MMA fighters and being an MMA fighter, what it's done for me was allowed me to create the perfect self-defense system that involves grappling, punching, kicking, takedowns, the whole nine. And the fundamentals of everything, I'm able to show that. So what's going on, Miko? Missed you at the family reunion yesterday. I didn't get the chance to see you. So, yeah, hopefully we can get together again. I know Button, my cousin Button, has said he's going to do the family reunion next time. So, hopefully, you know, we could get a barbecue going on. I was super starving yesterday the other day when I was driving. So we didn't really do a barbecue this time, which is cool. It was nice to see those that showed up. It's always good to see family. I moved back for family, so it's always good to see family. You know, like, miss my mother, and I'm too late. I can't help but when I go to Decatur and when I'm back, I feel like I'm too late. I feel like my mom would have been extremely happy for me to return, but you know, she's no longer here. So the return is kind of like, well, I'm here, but it isn't the same. So it isn't the same. No, you weren't feeling good? I'm sorry to hear that. I know a few people out here in life too. We're grappling with all kinds of diseases. Like I said, obesity's big, and high blood pressure, diabetes, all of that stuff is big. I miss my mother too. I definitely miss her like crazy. Just feels weird even being back with her not being here. It feels like super strange, you know. But you know, it's definitely miss California. But life goes on. People lose parents all the time. Jesus said in the Beatitudes, you know, bless those that mourn, for they'll be comforted. So anybody that's, you know, lost a father or a mother or anything else like that, heart goes out to you. May you be comforted in that time. You know, we just got to maintain and remember the lessons that our parents taught them, and you know, we carry their DNA, and we, you know, we move forward within it. So, yeah, I'm back here in Joliet. Most of the people always keep telling me I'm happy you returned, and you know, I got a friend that we're doing a fan film together. It's a Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but he asked me to play a Jedi for a little small short fan film that we're gonna do. Working on it right now, so it's kind of cool still to be there. Love you too, Miko. It's kind of cool to do that, so I'll be releasing that soon. But yeah, I'm back here in Joliet, got my martial arts school. Anybody in the local area wants to come down, get some work on. Obviously, I got a fighting background, so I can help fighters if a fighter need it. I'm specialized in children and helping people with weight loss and self-defense and stuff like that. So if anybody want to get down, I'm at 210 East Cast. Usually here in the evenings, but I got morning classes as well. So yeah, I figured before my daughter had to go to school, she's probably on the way out the door at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because it's her senior year. Time goes by real quick. Daughter's almost an adult, about to leave the nest type thing, so life goes by. Life goes quick. I mean, before you know it, it's like an eye blink. Life is like a blink of an eye. Before you know it, you know, you done grown up and got old, and you know, your kids and growing up, and you know, Nadia's able to drive a car. And I remember she was very little, and I just put her on my shoulders and walk around with her and stuff. So Yeah. And if anybody want to support what we're doing, 11th Dimension, go to 11thdimension.net. I have a lot of gear, I have a lot of merchandise. So it'd be cool if anybody want to show us some love and support. You can make purchases, I believe, through the website, or maybe hit me up, instant message me and hit me up. And we got sweaters. It's get cold outside. We got beanies. We got hoodies, board shorts, t-shirts, rash guards, all kind of gear, especially if you're a fighter and if you're not a fighter. So yeah, go to my website, 11thdimension.net. Check it out. See if there's anything on there. Anybody would like to support the cause, it would definitely be cool. Yeah, my daughter's driving. It's just nuts. She's just big now. So yeah, if you want to come through, everybody gets a free class. If you want to come through, 11th Dimension, come through on CAS, and I have classes. I'll set everybody up for free class. 11thdimension.net. Go ahead and fill out the form out over there, so I can schedule you a class. I don't like people just walking in randomly to my classes, because I have a curriculum and a syllabus that I'm trying to move everybody to. We have a grappling tournament coming up soon, so I don't want to. When the new people come, I got to give them an intro, so it's a little bit different. All right, Sherry, thank you for tuning in and checking me out. Have a good day. Time does fly. So yeah, I'm going to check her out for my daughter's senior year. So hopefully she wrestles. She said she wanted to wrestle this year. She should be able to make the team. She can. Ever since she's been little, I've been throwing people at her and making her grapple and stuff like that. So she should be ready to go. So yeah, other news is the presidential year. We got an election going on, so I don't really vote. So I don't really care for any one of these guys. It's all theater. I don't even. And a side note, I believe nothing I see. Nothing what I see, half of what I hear. Or is that none of what you hear, half of what you see? I think that's what it is. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Trump getting shot, I don't believe that. I think that was staged. I mean, he took a Stone Cold Stunner, so it's hard for me to believe anything that goes on with Donald Trump. And this whole Kamala, whatever her mama named her, she's not black. She's just claiming it just so she can get the support of people. So people are falling for a hook, line, and sinker just because of their race. So, yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Just try not to pay too much attention to it. But yeah, it's my dojo. Anybody in the area, come check me out. I do give away free classes. See if you even like it. I might not even be able to help you out. But I said before, I'm going to get out of here. Let me get out of here. So it's cool talking to everybody. Shalom.